I will bless the Most High at all times, and his praises shall continually be in my mouth. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back, welcome back. I pray y'all been having a beautiful, blessed weekend. My title now says Too Many Choices. Just a real talk video. Too many choices. I want to talk about nowadays parents versus the older day parents. And I'm not talking about everybody that's, being bad parents. Because let's just keep it real. You got some people out here that's really dynamic parents. Even if you just being mama by yourself in a lot of houses, you're doing the best that you can. But then we got to understand we got a lot of messed up folks out here calling themselves parents and keep having babies on top of babies. I'm not doing this video to condemn nobody, but another wake-up call. You might say, well, JT, why are you using the title Too Many Choices? Well, I'm glad you asked. These children nowadays, and Lord bless the children, these children nowadays, not all, but too many, have too many choices. And a lot of times, too many choices can make you become a terrible child. Too many choices have made so many have become a terrible parent. Too many choices can cause children to grow messed up, and too many parents are trying to be their child's friend instead of being their child's parent. I'm dealing with a couple of young men right now, and my heart is heavy in this video. It is. And to hear when they express because they don't have a father, to hear the frustration and the anger, the pain that these children have because why my daddy don't want me? Why did my mama disown me? And it was nothing that the child did wrong, but the parents made their decision because they had went through the same thing. Well, my mama wasn't there for me, or my daddy walked out on us. And so we see a generation of the same thing over and over again. But when I look at these choices that these children, have now, when I was coming up, it wasn't nothing like it is now. My mama wasn't trying to be my friend. Daddy wasn't trying to be friend. The grown folks around us was like father figures and mothers. In the church, you couldn't get out of line. In the school, you couldn't get out of line. In the neighborhood, if you got out of line, they got that behind. You got toe up. But now we living in a time where it's hardly any of that no more. You see more parents now being scared of their children. All these choices. Where did this come from? We didn't have these choices like they got now. It wasn't no such thing as me telling my mom, I ain't gonna eat, I'm tired of eating these beans and weenies. If I didn't eat them beans and weenies, I'd have starved to death. Them beans and weenies look good every day. Because see, when I was growing up, it was what they call leftovers. Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about leftovers. Where you ate the same thing all week long. And some of them days seem like it tastes better than the first night it was made on, didn't it? Them leftovers brought us through. I remember one time my twin said, I'm tired of eating this same old stuff. I looked at him and I said, if he don't eat his, I surely eat his too. But I didn't hear my twin say that too much no more because he realized if he didn't eat that same thing, he wasn't going to eat too much at all. But now the children have a choice. Mama, what you cooked that for? I ain't eating that. I don't eat that. I don't eat that. I don't drink that. Go put that back up. And some of these mamas say, okay, I'm sorry. Like the parent is the child and the child is the parent. How is it nowadays you tell your parents what you are not and what you're going to do and what you're not going to do? Too many choices. Y'all see where I'm going with this video? We didn't have these too many choices like they do now. I remember growing up, my big brother old clothes would be my new clothes, and we all went to the same school. Then they would clown me because they would say, your twin brother had that on Thursday and now you got it on Friday. But you know what? Them clothes got us through. How many of y'all remember them corduroys? Yeah, plaid shirt and corduroys. Why everybody else would be around you laughing at what you got on. But you know what? You wasn't cold, was you? You was warm. See, some things I hate that it have changed up so much, because nowadays with all these choices, a lot of children would never learn how to be responsible because they getting older and older and older. And you know what they say now? My mama didn't make me do that, or my daddy didn't make me do that. We didn't grow up like that. So they're going to have children and do the same thing they did when they was a child growing up. Too many choices. I laugh at these days when I grew up with my brothers, my siblings, because I look back over them days and I be like, it got us through. I'm telling my big brother the other day, you remember, man, I'll take your old shirts, we would put them in the dryer and shrink them, then I could fit it. It'll fit me perfect, because my big brother, he's 6'4", he long, you know. We would even steal each other's socks and drawers. And we would get mad at each other and almost have a fight growing up because my mama had to put our names on our drawers. Just so we could, that's Jerome's there, that's Jermaine's. Cody, that's yours over there. You remember when you put them socks together and put that safety pin in there, put your initials on your socks? Somebody don't know what I'm talking about. Too many choices. Now, I'm not saying everything nowadays is bad, no. Because it's good to raise your children up and have them to experience, you know, different things. But don't let them go out like this where they don't understand what you went through. Let them fall down and get some taste of what life is really all about. Because I got a news flash for you. When they get out there on their own, they're gonna be lost. Too many choices. This lady at my job before the summertime came, she told me she couldn't make her child go to school. I said, who the parent? She said he's at the house having a fit, kicking and screaming and fighting and swinging at me. He won't eat. He throwing his food on the floor, and he won't come to school. So I'm trying to get somebody to go over to the house and make my child go to school. I said, lady, we brought up in a different time. I say, one thing for sure is you wouldn't want me to go over there. Because, see, he wouldn't have a choice if I was in that house. But that's what we living in now. My child telling me what? No, come on, somebody. My child going to tell me I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. No. When you see me dealing with these youngsters on camera, I'm teaching them how to be responsible. I'm teaching them right from wrong. I'm doing like that Bible says. I'm going to train up that child in the way they should go. And when they get old, they're not going to depart from it now. They're going to still make their own decisions. But this is the other problem. Too many people, parents, are running to their child's rescue when they knowing they're in the wrong. I hate when I see that. You know doggone well that boy been at school acting bad and done got kicked out. But yeah, you go up to the school and want to go against the principal and them because, well, he do that. That's how he is. Y'all got to work with him. No. See, when I was coming up in school, especially elementary, they beat the hell out of us. Showed it. The coach, the principal, the teacher, man, it could have been a man walking down the street that knew your parents. He did what? I'm being there in a minute. But now we done took prayer out of school, but they didn't take prayer out of us. You can't put your hand on the child now, but a child can swing at you. It's too many choices. It's too much confusion out here, Brother K-Ray. And you know what I laugh at now? And I mean laugh to keep from crying. When we grew up, we had chores to do. How many of y'all remember them chores? Who washing dishes tonight? Which was every night. You got to make your bed up. You got to go clean that room up. Sweep that floor. Go in there and mop. Go outside. Pick up the dog poop. Do all this. Do all of that. We had chores to do. A lot of children now don't even know what a chore is, y'all. That made us responsible. A lot of children don't know what a chore is now because they got all the video games and iPods and everything. They can go in their room and close the door now. We didn't even have a door on our room. Little bitty small room with a bunk bed in there. You would have thought our room was a penitentiary room with the bed stacked. Who getting on the top tonight? I don't want to get on the top. We ain't have too many choices, did we? Somebody gonna get on the floor. Too many choices. With an air conditioner running that barely got a little life in it. On a 105 sunny hot day. We didn't have too many choices. Nowadays, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm not going to do this is destroying these children, y'all. The talking back that I see now, the disrespect that I see some of these children do and their parents don't know what to do with them and they scared of them, nah. Ain't no way I could talk to my mama or any grown-up growing up or my daddy the way these kids is doing now. They will slap the taste out your mouth. Too many choices. See, when you look at the research, now you just look at reality, especially in the black race. When you look at the cycle, I like to call it, when you grow up and have messed up parents or a messed up parent who never was there for you and you watch they mess, then you grow up messed up and then you grow up having messed up children and then your children grow up and have messed up children, then you got messed up grandchildren because you had a messed up mama or a messed up daddy or they grandparents, they parents. It just go on. The cycle just keep repeating itself. So now we have a generation of messed up folks. Messed up. Seemed like in the old days, things were so much better than they are now. So much better. The disrespect I see men do men, the way men do women, the way women dress now, the way women dog each other out now, all of this crazy stuff. It was so much better back then than the way it is now. Too many choices. Times done changed. And everything else done changed pretty much right along with it. A lot of parents right now don't even know where their children are as I'm speaking. Too much privacy now. Too many choices. Some kids right now in the room building bombs while mama in there getting drunk. Or mama ain't even there. I got a lock on my door now as a child. I'm going to close with this. Because I thought about growing up how we could have somebody come over and spend a night. But now, you can't hardly let your child go over somebody else's house. Because Lord knows you don't know what they doing in the room. With the internet, the cell phones, all this technology. You got young men in rooms now pulling up gay porn over their friend's house. I'm talking about what's real, y'all. Practicing things. That demonic spirit done got off in the room, and some of these parents don't have a clue on where they child. Oh, he spent the night over such and such. Oh, they all right. And yeah, now you can't figure out why he's acting like he's acting. Why is he talking like he's talking? Why is he walking like he's walking? What done happened to my baby? What done happened to my daughter? Why is my baby boy out there on them streets all of a sudden? Why is my daughter twerking all the time? Uh-oh, I'm messing with some of y'all. How did she know how to dance like that? Where she learned them moves at when I didn't see her do that at the house, or did you? I don't never really go in her room, but I hear the music sometimes, but I just keep walking down the hallway because I know she ain't doing nothing in there but just, watching TV. And then you don't know what your child is doing when they leave that house. I was talking to a young man the other day at the food pantry. And he was telling me how he been locked up all his life pretty much. But his young son is so out of control. And he say, my son won't listen to me. He say, my son just totally disrespect me. He said, I can't get through to him. And the way he act now, he rebellious. He got anger in him. He said, I'm trying to teach him. I said, but you look at the age your son is now. When you wasn't there because you was locked up. I said, now he have followed the same footsteps you have followed, and now you trying to reach him just like that man that's gone and died in your life was trying to reach you. So it's going to take time. But the sad thing with that situation is the streets is killing most of our babies. We act like we got so much time when they dying now at 15, 14. I was just looking at the news how this 16-year-old girl just got beat up to death. And here go the sad part. Grown folks was out there watching the fight. I get so sick of this when I'm looking for different videos of my people that I like to listen to on her speaking. When I click on a page and it's on YouTube, somebody on a hood fight recording the video. Woo! Boy, she getting whooped. And grown folks standing around. And next thing you know, one of them died. Nobody tried to break up the fight or call the police. We think it's funny. That's why we look like one of the most ignorant races that ever lived and walked on this planet. Because of stupid stuff like this. That stuff just caused another 16-year-old her life. Too many blows to the head. While grown folks were sitting out there watching the fight. Too many choices. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day. Peace.